Welcome to the Spinello Radio Show. I'm your host, Frankie. We bring you positive news, the weather for the weekend ahead, and music that will get you pumped for anything. Let's get into it. Our first track is With You by Oblivion and Real.
Blue, the feeling behind my eyes. You stood out 'cause you were in red. Then, against my intentions, I let you turn me violet instead. Summer high, met you in August. New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance sucks, but at least I'm still with you. White out skies, middle November. You and I, flights to wherever. I don't mind, as long as it's with you. As long as it's with you. That we met at, where you were just a face in a crowd. And now I can't imagine me with anybody else. As we close out the night underneath the lilac sky. Summer high, met you in August. New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance sucks, but at least I'm still with you. White out skies, middle November. You and I, flights to wherever. I don't mind, as long as it's with you. As long as it's with you. As long as it's with you. As long as it's with you.
That was With You by Oblivion and Real. Alright, let's get into our first news story, which is going to be billionaire philanthropist Mackenzie Scott donated $275 million to women's healthcare provider Planned Parenthood, the largest gift from a single donor in the organization's more than 100-year history, Planned Parenthood said on this Wednesday. The donation, which is part of Scott's pledge to give away the majority of her wealth, was made to Planned Parenthood's national office and 21 regional affiliates. Our second positive news story is Grammarly, one of the most valuable tech startups in the U.S., is continuing to pay full salaries and benefits to its employees based in Ukraine, who have joined the country's army to fight against the Russian invasion. The team is first and foremost focused on their safety, said CEO Brad Hoover, declining to specify how many of his employees had joined Ukraine's defense effort. Prior to the war, nearly half of Grammarly's more than 600 staffers were based in Ukraine. With 2 positive news articles down and many more to come, let's get into our next track. This is going to be Exod and Maestro Chives featuring Naoni with Royalty.
taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Let's do, give me your loyalty. 'Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Exod and Maestro Chives featuring Naoni with Royalty. And if I mispronounce any of these, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to pronounce them as well as I can. All the artists will be in the description. That being said, let's get into the weather for the weekend. This Friday, it's going to be a 7% chance of rain with a high of 55 and a low of 45. And you might as well enjoy that sun while you can, because Saturday we have a 81% chance of rain with a high of 52 and a low of 46. And then Sunday, we have a 76% chance of rain with a high of 55 and a low of 46. Sounds like a good weekend to drink tea and stay inside. With the weather out of the way, I know it sounds like it's going to be a dreary weekend, but let's make the best out of it. Let's get into our next track. This is going to be Naviro featuring Harley Bird with The Edge.
If you're prepared to break the silence, I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees and I may fall as I'm so close
with another amazing track down, let's get into our next couple positive news stories. This next one's going to be that there are now enough solar panels installed throughout the world to generate 1 terawatt of electricity from the sun, according to latest estimates, marking a major milestone for renewable energy adoption. The solar capacity is enough to meet the electricity demands for nearly every country in Europe combined. Through distribution and small storage limitations mean it is still only a small fraction of global energy supply, but a huge step forward. Going back to Mackenzie Scott, she has donated $436 million to Habitat for Humanity International and 84 of its U.S. affiliates, the largest publicly disclosed donation from the billionaire philanthropist since she pledged in 2019 to give away the majority of her wealth. We could not be more excited to get a gift at a time when in some ways the state of housing affordability is the worst that it has been in modern times. Our next positive news story is alcohol-free bar in Texas fuels the growing sober curious movement. Music, conversation, and the sound of glasses clinking are all part of a bar's atmosphere. The Sands Bar in Austin, Texas offers the same experience with one big exception. The glasses are not filled with alcohol. Chris Marshall opened Sands Bar in 2017 as a place where people can socialize and have fun without the presence of alcohol. He says the idea was born out of his own addiction struggles, which started when he was 16. With those news stories down, let's get into our next track. This is going to be Rival featuring Naomi with Throne.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay, won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. Coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? That's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. Coming for the throne.
Our next positive news story is U.S. transfers Ukrainian childhood cancer patients to St. Jude. The State Department helped transfer 4 Ukrainian children undergoing cancer treatment along with their families from Poland to the U.S. just so they could continue the treatment at St. Jude's Research Hospital. Children are among the most vulnerable in a crisis, and these pediatric oncology patients need urgent and highly specialized medical care, State Department spokesman Ned Price said in a news release. The children and some of their immediate family members were airlifted from Poland to Memphis International Airport in Tennessee, where they were met and transported to St. Jude. That being said, going into our next story, the Portuguese government announced the majority of ministers are women for the first time ever. Antonio Costa's cabinet was announced Wednesday evening, a list of 17 ministers and 38 secretaries of state. The socialist majority government will take over on March 30th, in a week. The first time ever in the history of Portugal, the majorities of ministers are women. 9 out of 17. Those are all the positive news stories I have for you this week. I'll be back with you next Friday. Let's get into our last couple of tracks. This is going to be Siberian Express with Talk to Me. That was Siberian Express with Talk to Me. Let's get into our next track. This is going to be Starseed with Chasing Stars.
You keep chasing stars, lost in illusions, dreams and confusion. You keep chasing stars, keep falling faster, straight for disaster. Chasing stars. Chasing.
That was Starseed with Chasing Stars. That being said, you all have a wonderful weekend. I hope it's filled with a lot of fun and good times. I'll be with you next week. Thank you for listening to the show. It's subject to change, but I appreciate you listening. Like I said, have a wonderful week. I'm going to leave you with the song Never Give Up by Steve Hartz.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you. And I get when looking down from the sky.